Hello, my name is Ken and I want to introduce you to Cross Country Kitchens, and in this short little video I'm going to demonstrate on how to measure out your kitchen, as it is not easy and there's a lot of scribble sometimes. And the neater you get it for your designer, the easier they can understand it. Your process will go a lot easier. If it's very hard to understand, usually the designer will put your design in the back burner until he has more time for it, because it's just kind of difficult sometimes to deal with certain drawings. But anyhow, let's get started here. I'm going to show you how to measure my kitchen. It is a question everybody asks, and everybody has their own way, and more of a simple way is for me just to draw it out instead of telling you step by step, so you can see how easy it can actually be. So what we're going to do first of all is, let's say you have a dining room over here, and you have a living room over here, and your kitchen is over in this area here. So what we're going to do is, let's say this is an interior wall or an exterior wall. It really doesn't matter. Let's say it's an exterior wall. So basically what you want to do is draw a line. Okay, now a lot of people will just draw a line like that and draw another line that way, and then they will start adding boxes like this, and there's all these lines like that. Now, we don't know when you send your drawing to us or to a designer that that is an actual wall, because it's just a line to us, right? So what you want to do is kind of just make it look like a wall and put a couple crosses in it coming down this way. It doesn't take that much time to do it, as you can see. So that indicates more of a wall. So now let's have another wall. This is the backyard of your house. This is the back wall. Okay, so you got a wall coming down this way here. So let's just draw that out. This is your dining room, and let's say you have a wall coming this way, and it is, let's go 98 inches. So you're going to write 98 inches here, and you're going to measure it from the inside of your drywall. So you're going to put a line now coming to that measurement and back this way over here, and you're going to go over here and kind of just do a little cross at your mark so we understand it very nice and clear. So now let's say over here is your dining room and you have a patio door. So what you want to do is just have to draw your casing to start with. So you're going to take a line to the outside of the wall, bring it this way. Now you're going to bring this in. This is going to indicate the width of your casing. You don't have to tell me what it is. You just go like that, and then put one over on the side here, so that way. And then basically you can just right here, patio door. Okay? So now this is the most important measurement that we need, is to the outside of your casing, not to the center of your patio door, the center of your window, or the inside of the casing. We want the outside of the casing, right? So if your casing isn't on yet, decide what width you want your casing, take a measurement to the inside of your jamb of your window, and then subtract the width of your casing, and then put a line there. So basically now you're going to put a line on your wall and just mark it, and then measure from the inside of your drywall to your mark or to your existing casing. So what you want to do is just bring this line up, and let's say it is 16 inches for an example, to that casing mark, existing casing or the imaginary casing. Okay, so now we know where your patio door is. We have that measurement over here. We don't care about any other measurement over here. So now let's say your window is here, and you don't know if it's centered or not. So we're going to do the same thing you did to the patio door. Let's draw in these lines to indicate it being a window. I don't need the size of your window or anything else like that. Just kind of go like that so I know it's a window, and these are your casings. Everybody will understand these are your casing marks. If not, you just tell them. So now what you want to do is take a measurement again now from the outside of your casing to over here, and you want to write it down. Let's say it is 49 3/8. We want exact measurements. We need exact measurements, and you need exact measurements if you want to place a kitchen in there. So just indicate that's what it is. So now you want to measure from the outside of your window casing to the outside of your window casing, and let's say it's 45 inches and a quarter. So you want to write that down. So now what you want to do is measure from the outside of this casing to the inside of your drywall, bring it up, okay, and take your measurement, and let's say this one is, I don't know, let's go 39 7/8, okay? So you're going to just write that measurement down, and then you're going to indicate that that's where they go. So now what you want to do is you want to add up these measurements. So basically you have 39 and 7/8. You got 45 and a quarter. You have 49 and 3/8. Right? So basically 7/8 and one more eighth makes 1 inch. So let's just scribble that out, put an eighth there, put 1 inch over here, and then what you want to do is sorry, I can't even add anymore. So basically, yes, I did that right. So you got 1 inch, put 1 inch there, 7, 1, got an eighth left, so 3/8 plus an eighth, that is a 1/2 inch. So now you're going to put a 1/2 inch down here. Now you got the 1 inch that you took from here and you put it over here. So you got 9, you got 10, you got 19, you got 24 inches there in total. So basically now you got 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So now you have 134.5 inches in total. So what you want to do is bring that line up just a little bit more and go 134. You always want to check your measurements. So basically now you did that measurement. So now what you want to do is get somebody to help you and measure in 2 or 3 spots. Measure about 1 foot up from the floor, measure at a 36-inch mark from the floor, because that's usually the top of your countertop. Okay, measure up about 54 or 60 inches. 54 inches is the bottom of your wall cabinets, so you want to measure there, and then measure up as close to the ceiling as possible. And check to see if this measurement is the same as what you had here. Now, for some reason, if it worked out that from your 36-inch mark, it was correct. But the up higher, it was 34 and 3/8. So basically what you want to do is basically write down here, my smallest measurement is 130, let's say it's 134 and an eighth. That was your smallest measurement you found. That's what we need to know so we can make everything fit in there properly. All walls, some walls are perfectly level on a house, some aren't, right? So, but we need your smallest measurement. Okay, so now let's move over to this wall here. We know this is a wall, so let's indicate it being a wall. Like I stated before, we got our windows in now, so now we can fill in the rest of our wall spot. So let's just get these crosses here so it doesn't confuse your designer or yourself and you understand that it's a wall. Bring it all the way across. And we can put a couple over here. So now we know your sink goes in here, and your sink cabinets usually, your biggest sink cabinet's 39 inches, but you can get custom ones too. Our biggest sink cabinet is 39 inches, but let's say we're using a 36-inch sink. So basically you want to come like this, do a little measurement, draw in a couple circles so we know it's your sink and you want it centered with your window. So then basically over here you're going to draw in a corner cabinet. And again, our corner cabinets, our Lazy Susie corner cabinets, they come either a 33 by 33 or they are 36 by 36. Some companies have custom ones, but now you're going to a custom shop, and we're not a custom shop. We're helping you save money by buying our RTA cabinets ready to assemble from Across Country Kitchens. So now you got your corner cabinets marked out. Your fridge is over here. This is where your fridge is. So you're going to mark fridge. Okay, and you're going to say, okay, my fridge, we need to know what your fridge is. If you're going to replace your fridge with a new fridge, find out the code of your fridge and get the exact measurement. You want the measurement of the width to the very top of the hinge on your fridge. Okay, so let's say you're putting in a 33-inch fridge, and it is 70 1/8 inch to the very top of your hinge. That's an important measurement to know. Now let's say your stove is over here. So you want to draw in your stove and just write stove. Okay, and most stoves are standard 30-inch, but if you want a large stove, it's 36. But you know, if it whatever size it is, just say it's 30 inches or 36. You don't have to measure it and say, okay, it's 29 7/8. We don't need to know that. Stoves are pretty much standard 30 or 36. Most of them people are using are 30 inches. So basically that's what you need there. Now your next step, what you need to know for your stove, in case you want to remodel, move things around in your kitchen, what the designer is going to need to know is where is that vent that exhaust vent pipe. So you're going to draw a dark little circle, and again, you're going to go off to from the center of that stack pipe, and you are going to draw a line up, and again now another line from the inside of your casing, and you're going to take a measurement. And let's say it is 68.5 inches for an example. So we're going to write that down, put a line. The more exact your measurements are, the easier your design will be done. And it's very important to have exact measurements. So now we have that point there. Now this is your living room over here, and it comes way down yonder. But you don't want, right now your kitchen stops here. Let's say your last cabinet is right here. This is your last cabinet in your existing kitchen. But you want to make your kitchen bigger. So what you do is you place your furniture and say, okay, here's my furniture, how I'd like to do it once I move my kitchen around. And I could bring my wall of cabinets down to, say, here. So I can bring them down to here. So take a line, draw it up, put across, again, off the inside of your drywall, and put here max, let's go say 13 foot 9 inches. How's that? There's a good measurement, 13.9, no further than that. So you don't want to go no further than that. So now let's say your fridge is over here, your stove is over here, we're going to make this bigger over here, and we're going to fill these spots in. So you can either work out off of our sheets, because our base cabinets start at 9-inch increments and go all the way up to 36-inch base cabinets, starting at 9 inches at 3-inch increments, which I explained earlier. So what you want to do is you fill in these blanks, and okay, well, I have, a half-inch here and another half-inch over here. So balance it out on each side of the sink and then just put a filler in there, something simple like that. Or what you can do is just send this part to a designer to help finish it and explain a few more things to him. So let's say now I want to remove this wall. So what you're going to basically do is just go like that and say, remove wall. Okay, so we know now your fridge is going to end up in a different location. So now you have a choice. Either you can put your fridge over here or you can put your fridge over here. A lot of people like it over here because it's closer to the patio door, because that's where you have a sun deck out there. So you want your fridge fairly close to that area as well. So if you have your fridge over here, now let's say, okay, now I want to come this way a little bit more. So let's say, okay, my dining room right now is 9 feet from here to that wall. And I don't want it much smaller, but I can go a little bit smaller. So let's say we're going to go smaller on that by 3 inches. I can give 3 more inches. You know what? I did this. I apologize. I have this one line to the wrong side. This should be here. Okay. So now this goes here and here. So forget about that there. So this measurement was correct because we measured it to this side of the wall. And this one over here, I should have had another line there showing it was to this side of that wall on that side to your drywall. So now let's say we can go another 3 inches that way. So basically what you can do is just right here, I can go 3 more inches. Okay, that way designer knows that you can move your end of your cabinet 3 more inches from this side of that wall. So that, that adds up. You got 3 there, you got 3 there at 6 inches. That could make a big difference on something that you're doing. So now, because you may want maybe a pantry here and a fridge over here. So now what you want to kind of do is draw another diagram of that area. And let's just say here, you have your so what you want to do is, oh God, let's make it easy, and let's say this is the end of that section right there, and your patio door is over here. Okay? So you could put a pantry here, and you could have your fridge here. That's what a lot of people like to see. You always want your fridge closer to the inside of your kitchen. But this should explain quite a bit for you. Another thing we need to know is electrical. Where is your electrical for your stove? Is it here? If it's here, draw electrical outlet, and again, give us a measurement to that section. And let's say it is 70 inches. So that way we know when we're removing your cabinets over here around, we can go this way or that way a little bit, keeping these 2 important items in that location, but you may want it in a complete different location, so make a note of it. We will worry about relocating our exhaust vent and our electrical for what's needed. I hope this helps you on how to measure my kitchen. Have a nice day.